everybody, we're live. We are live. Welcome to another Tuesday night here at Our Turf Football. It is the lovely Our Turf Football podcast with myself. Hi, Sonia. Kate, look at that. Look at everybody. I'm remembering how to point the right way on here.
You give me the finger, Sonia?
No, I'm not giving you the finger. Lisa, the one we always love, the you.
Awesome. Good game. Good game.
It was a very good game.
We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yes, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Hey, chat. Hey to everybody in our chat. Oh my gosh,
chat.
they always get us going, and I love that for us and them too. If you all are watching over on Twitter, over on Facebook, over on Bluetooth, Blue Sky. Can't listen on Bluetooth. Oh my God.
Hey, Tracy. Hey, Tracy. Tracy's in chat.
Tracy. Hi, Tracy. Tracy's one of us. She used to be right with us, and she was a big fat Patriots fan. And when I say big fat, I mean like she was just like a huge Patriots fan, not like anything bad. Y'all know me. Sometimes I put my foot in my mouth, and I don't mean to. Tracy. Mm-hmm. And side note, okay.
So yeah, of course, the Patriots are good again, and Tracy's back.
Yeah.
She's been under a rock since Brady and Belichick left, and now he's back.
Hey, she deserves it, man. They're balling,
they're
boy.
good.
They're balling.
But first, here
we'll talk about that.
Shout out to Donkey's Place as always for 5 years of sponsorship. And you know that if you are on the East Coast, you need to stop by New Jersey. You need to stop by one of their locations in Camden, Medford, and or Mount Holly. Grab a delicious cheesesteak. Tell them the Our Turf ladies sent you, and maybe they'll give you like a little free shot class or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
Maybe they'll just keep sponsoring our podcast, so you don't have to listen to commercials.
Just hype us up. Just
hype us up. That's all that I'm saying. And if you are not able to go to New Jersey, you can always get online. Go to goldbelly.com. If you are in the contiguous 48 states, like the lower 48, go to goldbelly.com, search Donkey's Place, and get some shipped to your house. Delish. Absolutely delish.
Dana's done it. I've done it. I can only imagine how good they are if you're like actually at the restaurant.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Yes.
It was still really good. Like, I was very nervous having them ship that stuff to me because you don't know, right? It's a little pricey. Right. And I'm like, is this going to mean I go to Subway for half of this? But it was worth every bit of it. It was delicious. It was amazing. So that's one way to try it if you're not in New Jersey.
Yes, very good. So y'all, it was divisional weekend, and it was a weekend, and it was some good games.
Chat's fired up about it, boy.
Yeah,
as
buddy.
It should be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So yeah,
and some different teams, ladies. Some different teams, right? It's nice.
Yes.
I was just looking for our pick'em show to see who we picked,
right,
to be in these games, and I'm like, oh, we were so wrong. But
oh my God. And how wrong are we going to be this year, too, with all the coaching changes, which, guys, we're going to talk about. But, I mean, I thought it was so funny, Kate, you brought that up. I swear to you, I'm not even lying. I was driving home from work, and I was listening to the sports radio, of course, and they're all talking about the coaches change. And I swear my first thought was like, damn, that pick'em show this year is going to be rough.
Right? How are we going to know what these teams are going to do? So I don't know.
Y'all are cracking me up here in the chats. Here we go. Darnold going to a Super Bowl before Lamar and Josh was not on our bingo card, and it wasn't even on I don't think it was on any of our bingo cards.
And Drake May too. Drake May, throw him in there. Good, kid's balling.
Dana was okay with getting Darnold, but even Dana will tell you she didn't think they'd get this far with him. So,
well, and you knew he was going to be decent because he was decent in Minnesota. Right. So you knew you were going to have a good team because he was balling in Minnesota. So you think fans in Minnesota want to keep him? Should have kept him?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't know if they should have kept him, but I mean,
41-6 is a big playoff win, and that was the sort of the knock in Minnesota is he couldn't win the big game. But we have talked about it on this podcast ad nauseum that you need to get that quarterback with talent needs to be in the right system. And I don't know that he'd be performing this way in Minnesota with the pieces and parts they had. That Seattle defense is for real. It took me by surprise. Minnesota didn't even win their division without him. And I don't know that it was bad quarterback play. They had injuries and all kinds of things.
It wasn't like his numbers were horrible. He did great. They just needed to move on because they took JJ so high and they
got to play JJ, right?
And so they had to. So like I said, but I mean, if but then again, what the hell do I know? You fire coaches that go to 2 AFC championship games and playoffs. So you know what? Yeah. Nothing surprises me anymore right now with the NFL.
I think for Kristen, and she's not alone in saying that the Vikings made a huge mistake by getting rid of Sam Darnold. But here's the thing. What does that do in the locker room? What does that do for JJ? He was a high pick in the draft. You put all your eggs in that basket. He got hurt and Darnold came in. Now he's healthy. You've got to play him. Are you going to have a quarterback competition? Then you've got someone with Darnold's talent sitting on the bench if JJ beats him out in training camp. I just think the problems it would have created behind the scenes weren't worth keeping him. They'll figure themselves out, and Vikings will be fine in the next couple of years. But
I don't think it was a bad move either. I mean, I think we talked about before. And you know what? That game, we all had that called because the 49ers, very like the Lions last year, the injuries. And good God, they were dropping like flies that game itself. It was great.
I didn't believe in the 49ers all season. None of us did before the season started. They're very, very lucky in some of those wins they had. So I wasn't expecting the blowout that we got. But I was expecting Seattle to win. I just wasn't expecting it to be that much. I think Dana couldn't even watch the game. She's out of the country and was like, woke up to the final score, which I think for some of us is how we prefer things. Just let me just go to sleep and I'll wake up tomorrow. And then if it's a good outcome, I'll go rewind the tape and watch it myself.
It's the truth.
Exactly.
We're at that point now.
Yeah. So the Seahawks will be moving on. And they didn't look rusty at all. For a team that had a bye, a lot of times we see those teams that have a bye look a little from the first play of the game, they own that field. They had the lead. They had that 7 from the, and that's all the scoring they needed to do.
Right.
7.
Literally.
Yeah. On the other hand, the other NFC game we had,
like Tracy said, I didn't think anyone thought it would be that bad. I did not think it was.
I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't think it was going to be the blowout it was. But I mean, they're just beat up. There's nobody on the field.
Yeah. They're teams that know each other very well. So
exactly.
I thought it would be closer with the Seahawks edging them out. But I think, Lisa, you're right. The injuries just piled up on them. And
they were on their third and fourth tight end.
Yeah.
The tight end that came in for Kittle that was doing good. He got hurt. He was out. Hurt.
Yep.
I mean, and McCaffrey, that dude just can't stay healthy. I mean, it's like he went out. So it's like, good Lord,
Yeah.
It was they didn't have a shot. They didn't have a shot.
Yep. So for the NFC, we went from a blowout to an overtime. The cardiac bears, they're calling them. And I have to tell you, as a Browns fan who were the cardiac kids in the 80s, I understand all the fourth quarter comebacks that Caleb Williams has been able to put together. I just think then you're going to need to find another name because the cardiac's been done. But the cardiac bears tried their best. It was interesting to me that the Rams ended up winning in overtime 20-17. What was interesting to me was the reaction of both quarterbacks when that kick was good. Was Stafford throwing he had his covers on because it was cold in Chicago, people. Throwing his cover and jumping, and Caleb Williams just sitting there watching and just kind of accepting it, like, all right,
yeah,
it is. Sonia, was this still a successful season for the Bears?
Yeah. You heard it here first, y'all. Yes, it was a successful season for them. They didn't expect, they thought it was going to be different, but I didn't think that they realized, the Bears fans realized, and even the Bears themselves thought that it was going to be this different, that they would be, winning the division, had the number 1 seed in the division for a little bit, couple weeks, but still, I don't think they thought that they were going to be that good. And kudos to them. Now, granted, they did they were very lucky in some of those games.
That last throw was very lucky.
Yeah.
That last throw was just ridiculous. I mean, that would have got a defensive backs coach fired in a heartbeat. And what's the number one rule? Don't let the receiver get behind you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
So in the pick'em show, we all picked the Bears to finish third in that division.
Sir.
And third. And to be fair, the other 3 teams in that division last year had 15, 14, and 11 wins. So looking at how many wins the Bears had, they would have been third if the division had played up to last year's standards. I thought it was a great first year for Ben Johnson. I think, really raised the bar on expectations for them for next year. People are going to expect a lot more, not just a return to the playoffs, but a lot more during the regular season. And I think we can all agree they found their quarterback for sure. He's not the problem. Now they got to focus on the offseason and the draft and getting him some parts.
You better win another game. You're going to get fired.
There you go. No, the Bears screwed up that game. Yes, kicked the darn field goal already. And again,
take the points. Oh my God,
I
take
blame
the points.
Dan Campbell for that. I do. Take the points, y'all.
Yeah.
Take the points. But it was a good game. It was a good game. Yeah. I think he learned his lesson. Never give Matthew Stafford the ball back with time. Just don't do that.
And a Puka Tuka Puka, whatever his name is. The Puka
Nakua.
Good
Puka
God.
Nakua, who saved my fantasy season and led me to a championship in one league.
My Lord, let me tell you.
It was funny. One of the camera crews from one of the TV networks was walking around talking to Bears fans pregame and offering them those hand warmers if they could say something nice about the Rams. And there were a couple people who were like, I can't do it. But one of the guys said, Puka saved my fantasy season. And I'm like, same, bro. Same.
Yep.
I same. For sure.
Oh my gosh. But that was a good game. I enjoyed it.
So LA Rams will head to Seattle to face the Seahawks. Is anybody picking the Rams? I don't think anybody on this show is going to pick the Rams. It's not because Dana's a Seahawks fan.
Well, Sonia might. She knows Matthew.
She does.
I know Matthew. He might. But at the same time, that defense gave me Super Bowl vibes, right? Like Legion of Boom vibes. Like, yeah, that's what I was feeling. Yeah. I think the Rams could potentially have a chance. I mean, you look at the last game, it went.
Yeah, I think so
went
too.
Down. Yeah, I think they have a chance because like I said, you look at the last game that they played; it was very close, very tight. So it could be anything.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. I think it's going to be a better game than the 49ers. I think it's going to be a lot. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Agreed. So. It's not going to be a blowout. No, this is going to be a battle.
So they played each other on November 16th in LA, and LA won by 2 points, 19-21.
Yep.
And then they played on December 18th in Seattle. That game went to overtime by 1 point. Seattle won 37-38. So again, 2 teams that know each other well.
Coach on here saying they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. There ain't no way.
No.
I'll be surprised if the Vegas spread is more than 1.5.
Right.
It will be a stress-free game for our friend Dana if they're up by 2 touchdowns. But looking at the 2 games they've already played this season, I don't know. It's going to be probably the best game of the weekend.
Oh, I think so too.
Because, let's talk Texans and Patriots, and then we'll get to Bills and Broncos.
Houston, you have a problem.
Lisa, what are we doing with CJ? Have we overhyped him since his freshman year? He looked good, and
he once again. I just don't know. I know we talked about the offensive coordinators and the changes and stuff like that with these young quarterbacks, how they can affect them. My issue with him, and this is my biggest problem with him, he looked so uninspired and so miserable. He just never, ever got into a rhythm. Those balls were diving. He was making bad decisions. I mean, hell, he had Twitter locked up and they wanted Davis Mills. Texans fans were like, yoke him, get him out of there. And because let's be honest, the Patriots offense was struggling. They weren't lighting it up. I mean, they were struggling. They just couldn't take advantage of the turnovers. He just couldn't get anywhere. It was just his whole demeanor that bothers me. And I always said that, I always watch when I go, even to the Senior Bowl and I go to the college games and watch these quarterbacks, I watch them on the sidelines. I want to see what you're doing. I want to see if you're going to go sit on the sidelines and put the towel on your head, or if you're going to grab the tablet and start talking to people and try to figure out. He just went to the bench and would sit down. I mean, look at the tablet once in a while, but I mean, the whole demeanor about him was just very odd.
He was off.
So he was very off. And, and at that point, as a fan of a team, there's some days quarterbacks just not going to have it, right? They're going to struggle.
Right.
What's the problem with giving Mills a shot? Maybe try to, inject some kind of enthusiasm or something.
I mean, it's the playoffs. You win or go home.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the stats for the game, final score was 16-28. So they lost by 12.
Yeah.
The Patriots had the ball for 5 minutes longer than the Texans did, which to me is insane. The Texans had 3 more first downs. They had about the same total yards. The Texans had 50 more passing yards. Patriots had 60 more rushing yards. Penalties were even, return, everything else was really even until you get to turnovers. CJ threw 4 interceptions.
Can't do it.
That's how you kill a drive. That's how you kill momentum. That's how you move down the field and you get yards and you don't get points because you turn the ball over. 4 interceptions is insane. And until the fourth quarter, they were still only down by 5 points. So while the Patriots fans are all celebrating and hooting and hollering, there's an awful lot that they need to learn from looking at that film, because with that many turnovers, that game should not have been that close.
Tracy said it. The New England offense didn't look great.
No,
that one
and they just, and it's a shame because
that one-handed catch was a thing of beauty, Lisa.
It was. And the thing about it too is
at
the
end
of the day, you felt bad for the Texans defense because they were rolling. I mean, they were getting the turnovers, and you just didn't have the complement of the Texans. And I will address the one thing one of our listeners said about the offensive line. Everybody struggles on offensive line. Everybody, except for a few teams. He still had some time to throw. There was still some very questionable decisions on where he was placing the ball. Ball placement was my issue with that. There was a couple times where it's the same thing. He had the read. He just made it. He misread it and went the other way. And so it's just very weird. He just looked off to me. I just thought there was opportunities. I know he was under I know they were pressuring him a little bit, but he still had some time and just wasn't making the right decisions to me.
So first off, they didn't run the ball for crap.
Right.
Woody Marks had 14 attempts for 17 yards. Nick Chubb only touched the ball 4 times. And I don't know what's up with that, because what I saw, the problem was CJ's decision-making was in the pocket under pressure. I think at least 2 of those interceptions where instead of just taking the sack, he flicks the ball up and it don't go 6 yards into the hands of a Patriot. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Don't throw that ball. Like, he wasn't trying to throw it away into the stands. It was like a game of hot potato or something. And that's very un-CJ-like to me.
Right? I'm saying something's a miss.
Right.
Something was a miss.
At the end of the day, that's D'Amico Ryan's problem. He needs to know at halftime how to either get CJ out of whatever's going on, or he needs to put Davis Mills in and give CJ a little chill, something. Yeah. Because there is something going on in his head. He wasn't CJ. I don't think it's a portent of what we're going to see next year. I don't think they're ready to cash in on him, like say they're done. But there's got to be a little concern that need to work on something.
Yeah, there's got to be a little bit of concern there.
Yes, there has to be.
Agree. He just wasn't. I don't know. Maybe he's hurt or something and not saying shit. Pardon me.
Or something.
I don't know. So the Patriots will be traveling to
Mile High.
Mile High Stadium. I have a little PTSD from playing there in the 80s.
Sorry.
The other thing I'll say about the Houston game is every week, regular season or not, I'll be watching as many games as I can. And one of the announcers will say something that is so incredibly stupid. I like make myself a note. It's one of those, I'm dumber for having heard you say that. And the stat this week is that the Houston Texans are the only team since 1970 that has not played in their conference championship game. Every other team in the NFL, if we go all the way back to 1970, has played in their conference championship game, which is awesome, except for the fact that the Houston Texans weren't a team in 1970. They weren't a team until the 2000s. So like the first 30 years of your stat are completely irrelevant.
Agree.
What? Sorry, these are the things that...
That's okay, Kate. We still love you for it.
It's very difficult to win in Denver. It's very difficult to, especially in the playoffs. CP, my Browns haven't either. There's a whole lot of people whose seasons have died at Mile High.
High.
But at the same time, Sonia, what'd you think of that Bills-Broncos game?
I'm sorry.
I mean, the repercussions.
My daughter's done really good things making turnovers. She almost does them as good as Josh Allen. Sorry.
There it is. You can say James Cook in that too, because you talk about the last couple weeks of fumbling while you're going into the end zone. That right there. That kills. Awful. That's a game breaker. That's a game changer. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's done it twice now. Fumbled the ball when they're in the red zone, getting ready to score. Right. Josh Allen, same thing.
3 fumbles and 2 interceptions for the Bills.
But let me say something. 5 turnovers, and you still take the ball. You still took the game to overtime. There's just, that's phenomenal to me. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, and everybody's like, oh, well, but good Lord. Any other team besides the Buffalo Bills, if they turn to get ball over five times, the game's over.
Right.
Not Josh Allen and the Bill. I mean, they still got
I was thinking about that on Sunday. I'm like, what, did the Texans watch the Bills game and say, hold my beer? I can do the same thing? Because it felt like they thought they could turn the ball over 5 times, and they were still within 5 points. So, repercussions. Sean McDermott got fired by the Bills. Apparently,
stupid
ownership needs to make some change. He took a lot of heat for what he said at the press conference, and I don't disagree with a single thing that he said. No. I don't know if that was a catch or not. I have given up on trying to figure out what a catch is. There was a very similar play in one of the games on Sunday. Yeah. But on Sunday, they stopped. They took a look at it. There was a booth review. New York weighed in. People took their time and made a call. His point was not that the call was wrong. It was that, they could have taken a minute to look at it. New York could have weighed in. Somebody else could have looked at it, and that didn't happen. And in that game, in that situation, you need New York to come in, and they don't got nothing else to do. It's not like there are 8 games going on that they got to worry about. There's one game. Right. And if you want to get the calls right at any point in the year, isn't it in the playoffs?
I thought so too. I thought they could have looked at it a little bit. If you looked at the process, to me, the ball was always constantly. He never really had full possession of the ball. One of the things that was driving me crazy were these people that were showing the knee down. First of all, he's not a running back, people. He's a receiver. I know maybe for first time watching football with the knee down, he was, the process of the catch. And I understand it. You have to hit the ground and you have to maintain possession of the ball. So the question here comes to me
with it,
is the timing. Because to me, and I looked at it at several different angles too. It always looked like he just never really had full possession of it. It always seemed like the ball was kind of moving a little bit. Where the other game, it looked like it was solid. But to me, is when they hit the ground, what's the time? That's my question to them. Where how are you timing this? Are you going to have him laying on the ground and have the guy just take the ball out of his hand 10 seconds after and say, oh, nope, you didn't catch it? That's what gets me.
Yeah, I don't think there's clarity. I think there's clarity if it's in the end zone. When you're in the end zone, the minute your knee touches that, it's a touchdown, plays over. It doesn't matter what happens after it, right? Yep. If you've got control of that ball when your knee hits, the guy can wrestle it away from you, and it doesn't matter because you're in the end zone. When you're in the open field, it's almost like the refs let you wrestle it, and it's still a live ball until they blow a whistle.
I think they just need to tweak it. Just make it, if the knee's down and you have the ball in your hands, it's a catch. End of the story. Whether they knock it off or not, just make the rule a little bit more simple. If the knee goes down, elbows go down.
It's difficult because you don't want a playoff game to end that way. You don't want any game to hinge on something like that. You don't want people complaining that it wasn't a legit win because we got a bad call. Because we all know all that's going to happen when there's a bad call is on Tuesday, the refs association will come out and go, oh, yeah, we messed up. But there's no way to fix it, which is a frustration. And I think what makes it even worse for Bills fans was the announcement Sean Payton made after the game that Bo Nix broke a bone in his foot during one of the plays in overtime and is now out, and Jared Stidham will be starting for the Broncos, which I was watching the odds in Vegas just plummet. They're all in the Patriots' favor now. Like, if you're a Patriots fan and you were worried about playing in Mile High, you ain't got to deal with Bo Nix. And it makes Bills fans be like, now we're going to get some crappy game with Jared Stidham when you could have had Josh Allen. Well, then you should have won the game. You shouldn't have let it come down to overtime or 1 point. You shouldn't have turned the ball over 5 times.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. And like Sue said, that catch, like I said, we talked about it more, Sue, I think for, I know Buffalo fans were frustrated, but that didn't cost them game. And Sue's absolutely right. I mean, you can't turn the ball 5 times and expect to win. You played poorly. Sue's absolutely right. It's just it's just like you said, it seems like it's team to team. You either get the call or you don't. It's a 50-50 shot at that point. That's what Sue says. And there's, Denver fans now releasing video that, on that one play down there, the guy held the Bills held the guy in the end zone. Should have been a safety. The game should have been over. We can go there. There's holding on every call. There's holding on every
holding on every single play. When they call it is a mystery to me.
Exactly.
Agree.
So
it is what it is. Hate that it comes down. The Broncos need to watch some film and make some improvements as well. They're not going to have as easy a time with the Patriots as they did with the Bills. So,
and I don't know if I'd count Stidham out. I mean, we did this same thing with Trent Green. When Trent Green went down, it was over. It was over. And then Kurt Warner comes in and good Lord took him to the Super Bowl and won it. So you just, and Stidham used to play for the Patriots.
Got himself a Hall of Fame jacket.
He did. And Stidham used to play for the Patriots. So it's going to be, this kid's going to want to beat them, right? So I'm hoping he does good. I think, we'll see how good coaching does matter because Sean's going to coach him up. He better, reps all week, boy. So
yeah. Next man up. Always be ready. That is, right there.
So then does it take us into the next segment, Kate?
Yeah.
I think
Sean McDermott's looking for a new job.
Oh, you guys.
Sean McDermott's looking for a new job.
I can't do this. This is just.
Where's he going next season, guys?
Baltimore, baby.
I think he's staying on the East Coast in Baltimore. That's exactly what I was thinking, Lise.
Baltimore or Pittsburgh. I think those two.
Because I was thinking Harbaugh's probably sad he's locked in with the Giants because he might have liked that Bills job.
Opie. He's Opie.
He's Opie. Gee, Paul.
He's Opie.
I think I'll take that job in Baltimore. He's Opie. Oh, goodness. Hashtag ginger coaches. Let's go.
I don't know. What do I know? The last place I thought Stefanski would end up was in Atlanta with the Falcons. So
there you go.
He is, right? Didn't Stefanski go to? He's going to the Falcons.
He's signed I was making jokes. The Browns are doing a second interview with defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, and I'm like, why? He's been here how many years? What more do you need to know? What questions do you need to ask? I think they're just treading water because I think the candidates they want to talk to are still in the playoffs.
Well,
we have not interviewed any minority candidates, so we have not satisfied the Rooney Rule. I wish the NFL would just lock down all these coaches and you can't tamper or talk to anybody till after the Super Bowl because it really puts at a disadvantage any of these men that are offensive or defensive coordinators for the teams that are still in the playoffs because they can't interview. And if you're a team looking for a coach, you got to balance. I need a coach, but I really want this guy. But how long do I wait for him? And then what if he doesn't want to come here and then I got to settle? It's a very difficult time of year.
It is. It is a very difficult time of year.
I would do it like that. Isn't there a tamper-proof, a time period where you're not allowed to talk to free agents? I would do the same thing with coaches. You don't need a coach until after the Super Bowl. What are they doing between now and the Super Bowl? They're prepping for the draft. What are the coaches for the Super Bowl and the playoff teams doing? They're still prepping for the draft. Their scouting departments are out doing what they're doing. They're still paying attention. They still know who's out there and who's available. So I don't know that it puts any team at a disadvantage if they all have to wait until Valentine's Day is when you can start hiring a new coach.
And you can declare your love for a team.
Declare your love. No interviews.
Well, I think the tampering thing's always gonna always be there. It was just like with Harbaugh when Harbaugh, got let go that day, and then every single media personality tried to jump on pretty much that all 32 teams called him. I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's funny is we talked about that last week about phone interviews compared to, because it wasn't Atlanta that said we completed our interview. And he's like, wait a minute, I just talked to you on the phone. That wasn't an interview.
That wasn't an interview.
That was an interview.
So they were talking, and they these guys go to their reliable sources. I call them their sauces to try to get the dirt really quick. The sauces, So I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's tampering everywhere. We know that. Just because it is, isn't officially the team, it could be a friend of a friend that makes the call. And are you interested? Because you just want to know. Don't waste my time, coach. Are you interested? Maybe my buddy, the GM wants to know. Would you consider the Dolphins? Right. Oh no. Then good. We're not wasting our time. We're moving on.
Exactly.
So the Dolphins have hired Jeff Hafley.
A shocker.
I can tell Lisa was shocked.
Oh my God, shocker.
She was very shocked, you guys.
The Falcons have hired Kevin Stefanski. The Bills
Texans pretty much hired.
Their search is ongoing. They just started their search. I think the front runner is going to be Joe Brady, their offensive coordinator.
I don't know. Talking about what's Duvall going there too.
Brian Daboll, from the Giants. He's still looking for a job.
Yeah.
I heard that already. Doesn't want to come interview for the Browns. Jim Schwartz is having a second interview. The popular candidate around the media in Cleveland is the Jaguars offensive coordinator, Grant Udinski. He's 30. I feel like that's more of a Pittsburgh hire. They like to hire a guy under 35 and then keep him for 20 years. I don't know. The Raiders still have an opening. The rumor is they're hot on Jesse Minter, the Chargers.
Ooh, yeah. He's good.
But they've interviewed like
20 million.
They interviewed the Broncos pass game coordinator, the Chiefs, Matt Nagy with the Chiefs, their OC, just a ton of people. The Cardinals just added Joe Brady to their interview list, but they've been talking to God in the world. The joke for me is the Steelers interviewing Mike McCarthy because he and Aaron Rodgers got along so well in Green Bay.
Well, Rodgers is gone.
Is he gone?
Oh, yeah, Rodgers.
Yeah,
he's not gone until they hire a head coach, and
he said he's done. They pretty much said he's done.
Is he retiring? Because I don't know who else.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I don't think he's made a decision yet. I think he's going to go crawl back in his hole and smoke his peyote and think about it for a while.
Yep. The Ravens
take his gummies, whatever he does now.
They've interviewed 27,000 people.
Yes.
So far of the 9 that were fired, Stefanski. Stefanski's the only one that's for sure got a job, right?
No, Harbaugh's got a job. Stefanski's got to hire.
Did he sign?
Adam Schefter's pretty much said the Titans deal is done. With what?
I didn't know that if Harbaugh signed with them or if he
signed.
He finally signed. He signed on Sunday.
Yeah, and Salah's a pretty much done deal in Tennessee.
Okay.
Yep. Mike McDaniel withdrew from the Browns, so he's got an inside somewhere, maybe. I think with us, it's 50-50. Is it going to be an OC job or is it going to be a HC job? So I think that's what it is. I mean, it sounded like the Browns were hot on him too for a little bit. And then he pulled out. So I don't know if he got maybe some information, like we said, that, hey, Mike, they're really not interested, but maybe don't waste your time. That kind of thing. We don't know. We should check with our sauces, though. They might know.
Yeah, our sauces. So, 10 teams let go of their head coaches. 2 of them have already found new gigs. That still leaves 8 of them out there.
Coach wants to know, Kate, who do you want for your Browns?
I want Joe Brady, offensive coordinator for the Bills. I think he's someone that would work well with this offense. Our defense is not a problem. I want to keep Jim Schwartz. I'm hoping they're just interviewing him to keep his head in Cleveland so he doesn't have time to go interview anywhere else. We need someone with a better grasp of offense than what we've had. That's all I'm saying. So I think looking at Josh Allen and what that offense has done the last couple of years under Brady, I think he's gotten Josh mechanically better. I think he does a nice job of balancing. Josh wants to run with the ball, so he lets him do that. Shador wants to show people that he can run, but neither of them are Lamar Jackson, and neither of them need to get hurt. So you need to find balance with that. And I just feel like out of all the offensive guys that everyone's talking to, I'm not a fan of Grant Udinski. I don't like what Jacksonville's done the last couple of years. Yeah, Sunshine had a great year this year, but what was going on the last couple of years? I'm like, I don't think so. And that offense is nothing like we run up here. I almost feel like you need a coach who's coached a team in the snow, who understands the importance of being able to run the ball in November and December when you're in either North Division or East Division. I don't need some West Coast or Florida guy coming up here and trying to figure out how to run an offense in the snow.
And it gets me with the weather too. I mean, we all know weather is a lot of factors when throwing the ball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what we kind of about with coaches and offensive coordinators with that type of games, why did they just all abandon the run? I mean, you're in snow and sleet and rain, and no team ran. It's like
none of them ran, and I'm screaming at my TV because as the offense, you have the advantage. You know where you're going to go. You're cutting, and you're waiting for the defense to react to you. So you have that benefit. Even if you're having trouble getting traction, at least you know which way you're trying to go. They all gave up on the run, and it was ridiculous.
They abandoned plays that work. Because I felt like, when I'm watching the game, when we're talking about all these, and I'm going to go right, and I'll do that one, Sue, because you got me thinking about that when you said that. Because what was working in the game, the Broncos game with the Bills, was Dawson Knox, the tight end. They go to it one time, he rips off 15, 20 yards, and then we don't see it again for.
Right. That's the frustrating part.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. It drives me crazy.
That was a huge thing for me. It was one of the things that I think really led to success for a quarterback like Tom Brady or even a quarterback like Peyton Manning. They had a different guy that they hit every week and they would work their way through. And if one guy was hot, they kept throwing to the hot guy. As a fantasy player, it was a nightmare because you didn't know which receiver they were going to go to that week. But they were smart enough to know they were going to keep doing it until the defense took it away. And now they do something and it works and they just quit doing it.
They did. They went to him like one time and then they never went. And it was a great play. The guy was wide open. And it was like, and they're showing it and they're like, oh, this is a great call by Brady. Look that. Look how he did this and disguised that.
Yeah.
And we never saw it again.
Never see it again.
Never saw it again.
About it from an announcing standpoint is Tony Romo. They should do that play again. Why aren't they going to him again? It worked before. He brings that stuff up all the time of why aren't we doing that thing that worked the last time you did it?
Right.
Keep doing it until the defense stops it. And then you're like, all right, let's go do something else. So that is frustrating. Sue, I think Josh Allen has regressed this year, but seeing how emotional he was, I thought he was a little over the top with the emotions. Like, I get it. You lost the playoff game. And maybe there were some rumblings of what was going to happen to McDermott. So maybe he kind of knew that was coming. I feel like Josh Allen needs to get himself a sports therapist because I think he takes way too much on himself which is why you see the interceptions and the bad decisions. And why you saw those emotions from him is because he puts it all on his shoulders, and he can't find that balance of leading and letting his people do their thing or just doing all of it. And I think he was trying to do too much every single week this year, and it regressed him from a statistic standpoint. That's my thought. There's something going on in his little head.
I just think he put it all out there. I think he was just trying to make up, and it emotionally drains you. I mean, you're out there, you know. I'll take him 7 days a week and twice on Sunday right now tomorrow.
But that's why
I don't care. I'm taking him.
I think he has a good enough team that he doesn't have to try to carry them and put that all on himself the way he does. But
I go to Brady. I'm with Sue. It just seemed like things that were working. The guy never went back to it. It just seemed like he tried to almost, and it was like Mike McDaniel when he first came down here. Sometimes they're too smart for their own good. You know, instead of trying to be these play designers, go back to football 101, run the damn ball, just smash it in the damn trenches, you know? And it's just like they want to do these wide receiver screens and, you know, these little trickery.
He's a great dude.
Just 101, baby.
I'm warning you people in Atlanta that Kevin thinks he's the smartest person in any room. Good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
Can definitely see that.
I wish you luck.
Definitely see that.
I wish you love, as Whitney Houston would say. Wish you love. So yeah, that's I'm leaning.
Sue's not a fan of Brady.
At least somebody who played in.
I was about to say, I think if there's one thing that we've learned tonight is that Sue is not a fan of Joe Brady. That's okay, Sue.
I'll take him.
It's okay.
I had Brady Quinn. I have a Brady jersey. I'll just tell people it's my Joe Brady jersey. I don't have it.
There you go.
I don't have a Brady Quinn jersey. I wanted to name my dog Brady Quinn, and my kids wouldn't let me. Thank God.
Oh God,
smart.
So we went with Charles Barkley instead. Picked a whole different sport. I just think we talk about this. We talk about this when we talk about the draft and which players are going to go to which team. And when we interview at the combine, we ask questions to these California guys. Hey, if you get drafted by Pittsburgh or Baltimore or Buffalo and you got to play in snow, what are you going to do? I think it is an easier thing for a player to learn how to play in snow and rain and weather than it is for a coach to learn how to coach in that condition, because it's a very different game plan, a very different talent evaluation, a very different on both sides of the ball. The way you plan for those games in weather is very different. And I think it's harder for coaches to learn how to do that than it is for a player to adjust his skills to play in that weather. So I don't mind a California guy playing on my Browns. I don't want a born and bred California coach coaching my football team, because he's not going to know what to do with the weather. That's just me.
Yeah, that is true.
We
should look that up and see.
Run the ball. That's what you do with the weather. You're running the ball.
But that's true. You do just run the ball.
Run the ball.
Because that's what's going to
have an offensive line to do that, because frankly, there's maybe three elite running backs in the league right now, and all the rest of them are just benefiting from very good offensive lines.
Yeah. And the thing about it too is we got schooled by Brady on football 101 and different weathers on how to throw the ball, how you want to position the ball to make it. It's the same thing. We got schooled by Romo with the weather, because it's different from throwing in sleet, ice to snow.
Very different.
It's very different. I mean, snow, you almost want just snow, because it'd be fun to play in snow. Snow doesn't hurt you. Snow's fun.
It's not as
rain,
heavy.
Sleet is
Those
bad.
of y'all who don't live where it snows do not understand how heavy sleet is. Just really wet snow.
Oh, yeah.
How heavy that is. And so not only is the ball hard to grip, but it's going to pick up sleet. And as it's going, it's landing on people's hands. And there's a weight to it. And you're trying to grab that ball, and everything weighs different. You don't know what kind of cleats to wear. You almost need the whole first quarter or at least a series or two to figure out if you got the right depth on your cleats. You'll see a lot of these guys. I saw some in the Chicago game on the side changing their cleats after the first series. Like, nope, I need different. This isn't working. Like, you have to make adjustments for that, and you have to game plan plays that you can do in that. And I think there's
I think in 10 years it'll be a whole different. I don't
Yep.
think we're going to have. I think we're going to have all dome teams in 10 years.
Oh yeah.
I don't
We're
think we'll ever
going
have
to
this
go.
fun sleet snow. That'll be
No
all
game.
ancient history. We'll be looking at the archives of the Hall of Fame of, remember the snow games? Yeah, that we're gonna miss snow games. I'm gonna miss snow games.
I miss watching them from inside.
Same.
I went to 2 this year, and I sat outside for as long as I could, and I'm like, nope, back indoors.
Ears
There's a
hurt.
TV and there's alcohol in there. I'm in.
Oh goodness, Coach has a new coach. You can't wait to see a better, mental, tougher New York Giants. I think so.
Oh, you got the good Harbaugh. Darth Harbaugh's on the West Coast. I don't know geographically if they could have gotten farther away. I just thought it would have been fun for him to be in Vegas, but we'll see. We'll see how they do this year when they have to play each other.
Nobody wants to coach in Vegas.
I don't think anybody does.
No.
It'll be
I
interesting.
don't think so.
There's a lot of distractions you got to deal with your team, and then that ownership group is probably starting to compete with Jerry Jones, because Tom Brady may have been a genius under center. I don't know what kind of boss he's going to be. I guess we're going to find out this year. Pete could probably tell some stories.
I'm sure he could.
All
right, ladies, predictions. Who's going to the Super Bowl, Sonia?
Okay, it's gonna be
come on, you got this, girl.
Seahawks, Patriots.
Same.
Nobody's
doing the upset special.
Super Bowl history.
Okay, fine. Yes, upset special. Rams, Broncos.
I wanted it. I wanted that.
Let's
that.
Go.
Rams.
Go Rams.
It.
Go Broncos.
I like it.
Go back 11 years.
She loves her Matthew Stafford. He's a
love
lion at heart, baby. She's staying with the staff, baby. She's going with the Ooka Pooka.
Super Bowl 49, where the Patriots 28, Seahawks 24. Both teams were 12-4 that year. So I think we're getting a rematch of Super Bowl 49 for Super Bowl 60. We shall see.
We shall see.
All
right.
Thanks, everyone, for hanging out with us.
Thanks,
You
Tracy.
chatters are awesome.
Thanks, Tracy. So nice
come back
to
and
see
us
you
next Tuesday, and hopefully we can talk. We can congratulate you.
And if y'all ever want to go to Disney World, hit up Tracy.
Tracy's
make sure you get there.
Give her some plugs, man.
Disney
Travel
World,
agent
Disneyland.
Best travel agent ever.
Yes, hit her up.
Yep.
All right, friends.
All right, y'all.
We'll see y'all later. Bye.